Hello, my name is Davey Yarborough. I'm the Jazz Studies Director at the Duke Ellington School of the Arts. I'm also the Artistic Director of the Washington Jazz Arts Institute and member of People's Jazz Society. I am a native Washingtonian who is concerned that there is not enough documentation of the accomplishments of Washingtonians in the area of jazz. And I am using this outlet, a series of jazz salons called In Our Own Words, to help further document the same thing that I was just speaking
To say that jazz, as far as today is concerned, as opposed to yesteryear, it's a matter of presentation. For years and years, we played in the little clubs and we played from 9 to whatever. And then there wasn't any great money involved because during that particular time that everybody just wanted to have music to play. And as far as all of the early things of jazz, that was Louis Armstrong and all of the others. That was jazz. Like they said today, there was like the hip hop and all of the things, and excuse me, and all of the things like that. But they were doing things back then like they do now, with the hip hop and the reciting the voices and everything.
I remember in 1963, I was 8 years old, and I played this jazz concert on the Showboat, and it was down at the Lincoln Memorial. And I opened up with this guy, Claude Mathis. Did you remember Claude Mathis played piano? Yeah, and he was the opening act, and then I came on with my father, and Leon Robinson played bass. Did you know him? Yeah. And then there was this trio that came on. It was the Dick Morgan Trio with Keter Betts and Bertel Knox. And then after that was the Shirley Horn Trio with Marshall Hawkins and Billy Hart. And I still recall all.
In dealing with a musical overview, of course, of Washington, we have to focus on Ellington. We have to look at the society he grew up in at the turn of the 20th century. And within the African American community, there was a real emphasis on education. It was very rigorous, particularly at the high school level. So that the premier high school, of course, was named after Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. My late mother-in-law was in the class of 1940, and Dr. Billy Taylor was in that class at Dunbar also, and we'll be talking about Billy Taylor's contributions to the music before we get done today.
Back in those days, jazz was just everywhere in Washington. Like we go all the way back to when I graduated from Fisk University. My instrument all through college was trombone, and I didn't start playing the keyboard until I found out I couldn't make any money playing trombone. I've always been on the business side of music and trying to make money. And as you know, and I've been to this at the receiving process too, I got a lot of
I'm Ralph Green, and I just have a question. I'm one of the locals, and the one step down comes to me very vividly because it's the darkest place to go into I've ever been. one step gets to be pretty long sometimes. But apart from that, the fusion jazz, I think that's
But to actually hear people talk from their experiences will give us a much better picture of the lives of the artists that we have neglected to document. Also, the community is a part of DC history as well, and the impact that this artistry has had on them in their lives, whether they were artists or not. It's still important as well for young people to understand that a balanced, a well-balanced education is important. And just because you don't necessarily want to participate in one particular field, knowledge of it is still important because it may have an impact on anything that you choose to pursue as a career.